Hi, everyone. I am so sorry to have kept everyone waiting. We were supposed to go live at about 1:30 this afternoon, Eastern Time, 11:30 Pacific Time. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, but if you are still around and you're still excited about today's live stream, we're so happy to have you here today. So thank you for joining us. My name is Stacy Steele, and I am the Director of Marketing and Communications here at Charity Navigator, the world's largest and most trusted evaluator of nonprofits. If you are a regular viewer of our Facebook Lives, you may be wondering where our usual host is. Well, Kevin Scally, our Chief Relationship Officer, has let me get in on the fun. Let's see what happens. We did have some fun just before we came on this live stream. A bit of housekeeping before we begin. First, this live stream is being recorded, so you will be able to watch it back here on Facebook. Second, this week is National Volunteer Week, and tomorrow, Thursday, April 22nd, is Earth Day. So it's a very exciting week for giving back and supporting your local community and others nationwide. Finally, if you have any questions during the live stream, we may not be able to get to all of them, but if you're so inclined, you may drop them into the comment section on the stream. We'll do our very best to respond. All right, let's get started. Today, we're thrilled to welcome Hallie Uhrig, Community Manager at Golden. Hi, Hallie.
Pleasure to be here with you today, Stacy.
Some of you may be familiar with Golden already, since we've introduced them on recent webinars we hosted last month. On March 22nd, Charity Navigator announced we'd launched direct volunteer capabilities through a partnership with Golden, and you'll learn a little bit more about this during the live stream. So what does that mean, our partnership? Well, now you can visit volunteer.charitynavigator.org to search for and register for volunteer opportunities. Signing up for an account is free, and we are adding more volunteer partnerships with nonprofits every day for them to post their virtual and in-person opportunities on the site. So don't be discouraged if you don't see opportunities in your immediate area. This will change over time. So, hey, Hallie, thank you for joining me today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
All right, so, okay, for those who are watching us on this live stream, this week is National Volunteer Week. It started on Sunday and it ends this Saturday, April 24th. So there are probably a lot of opportunities out there to support your community. Today, Golden will give us all of the motivation we need to get going. So Hallie, can you tell us a little bit about Golden?
Yeah, absolutely. So Golden is the #1 volunteering app and the most awarded volunteer management software in the world. So for volunteers, we make service fun and easy with live inventory of opportunities to fit any interests and making them easy to sign up for as clicking a button. And then on the flip side, for any organizers that are out there, we're a robust volunteer management platform that serves organizers from the grassroots all the way up to the multinational level.
Wow, that's incredible. For those who have never heard about Golden before, please jump onto their site. They're pretty incredible. Again, we have our site that is already live. Again, that's volunteer.charitynavigator.org. So what has it been like during the pandemic with volunteer opportunities? Has anything stayed the same? Did anything change?
Yeah, so the demand for volunteers from organizations and also the demand for opportunities to volunteer have remained completely constant. Definitely need lots of volunteers, and there's lots of people out there that are looking for ways to help out despite everything going on. Of course, the ways in which we see people engage have changed a lot, though, with the huge rise in virtual content, remote volunteer opportunities, as well as increased safety and social distancing measures on person or sorry, in-person opportunities.
Mhm. Which is understandable. I think people are kind of, well, now you know, now that the vaccines are rolling out and more, and now we're having such beautiful weather. It's beautiful here in New York, where I am. People are more inclined to get out and do things. So of course it's volunteer week. What can people do if they're interested in volunteering? What types of opportunities are available now, especially as many cities are starting to reopen?
Yeah, so if you're interested in volunteering, head on over to volunteer.charitynavigator.org, as Stacy mentioned, and you'll find hundreds of volunteer opportunities in person, virtual, happening across the US every day. And there's really something there for everyone. Something that's really important to us at Golden is helping people find ways to volunteer that would be what they would already do for fun. So incorporating your hobbies into giving back. So just this morning I was on there looking for things, and I saw some really great ones like puppy hugging, to socialize service times, playing video games with the military community to help them overcome PTSD, remodeling homes for vulnerable communities, or collecting purses to support domestic violence. Lots of fun stuff on there, outside of your typical what you think of for service.
That's terrific. And like we said at the outset, if you don't see anything on the site, just remember that we are admitting nonprofits every day to post their volunteer opportunities, so keep checking back. So do you have any good stories about organizations that Golden has really just been really fascinated by, that have galvanized their volunteering efforts during the pandemic?
Tons. I mean, it's been really inspiring seeing just the resilience and improvisation of organizations. One that comes to mind in particular is a large food bank in the Midwest that really hasn't missed a beat. Just immediately when COVID struck, got their safety protocol in order, and they've only ramped up their program since, even helping with, other disasters like the one in Houston, and just really going above and beyond. Outside of that, there's another organization that houses families who have children in the hospital, and they've been so innovative and creative in the way that they use technology to bring every single one of their, kind of crazy, kooky, in-person volunteer opportunities online, just to show, there's so many creative solutions. And I think this goes, beyond just volunteering and the creativity we've seen everyone utilize during the pandemic.
I know that a lot of food banks, a lot of social services organizations, not just food banks, have really ramped up their efforts during the pandemic. I think there was such an incredible need by communities. And I think there were so many people who were still, in spite of what was going on in terms of like a health crisis, were still willing to get out and actually lend a hand. So, obviously we can't name them all on here, but they've just been absolutely terrific, not just food banks, but also food delivery services to homebound seniors and those who are say, infirmed in some way that cannot come out of their homes, or are perhaps dealing with comorbidities that prevented them from actually stepping outdoors because of their health concerns. So it's just been really heartwarming to see how many organizations really stepped up in spite of all of that was going on. So, all right. So what's the best thing about a week like Volunteer Week? I mean, it comes once a year. We should really be volunteering all the time if we could. But especially after all that we've been through, especially with so many nonprofits responding to the need in their communities, what's the best week about this week?
Yeah, for me, the best part of Volunteer Week is really what's at its core, solidarity, community coming together. And it's a moment to reflect on that, especially, given everything that we've been through this year. It really hits home more than ever, I think. kind of seeing everything that we as a society have overcome and the resilience of people, and that despite everyone's own individual hardships that we've all faced, it hasn't been easy for anyone, that we're still putting our best foot forward and coming together.
And I'm curious, what's your volunteer history like? Have you volunteered? What do you like about volunteering? What types of organizations do you like to support?
Yeah, I absolutely love volunteering. I really found my passion for it in college. I was going through a difficult time, and volunteering really allowed me to step outside of my world and my problems and give me a new perspective and purpose. And I think it's such an incredible tool for not only helping our communities, but for helping us develop and grow as individuals. And although I support lots of organizations, I love them all. But those benefiting children have definitely found a special place in my heart. What about you, Stacy?
I don't have like a strong choice either, so I can't really single out any one type of organization. I've volunteered over the years with senior citizens, with little kids. Um, I volunteered at soup kitchens. Um, I'm kind of like a serial volunteer, if I'm honest. Um, but now, especially during the pandemic, when we were kind of prohibited, or it was expressed to us not to kind of be outdoors if we didn't have to. I've just been doing a lot of concentrating on like my mentorship involving mentorship, and I can do that online or by phone, as well as teaching and tutoring English as a foreign language, and also working with the blind and low visual community. So yeah, I've done like a whole bunch of stuff, to be honest.
That's amazing.
I'm actually looking forward to getting back outside and just being in the outdoors and being around other people. But I totally agree. I think the act of volunteering helps your own community. So, whether it's your local community or others beyond that, but it also helps you too. So this leads me to another question. So what if someone is hesitant to volunteer after a year of being in lockdown? Are there any volunteer opportunities that they should or could consider?
Yeah, there are tons out there. Totally understand the kind of fear and making that big change of, don't go outside to now, is it safe? There's a lot of hesitation among everyone and a lot of kind of fear. And it's going to be hard to kind of take those first steps a little bit. But a great first step is looking at virtual opportunities. And as you mentioned, Stacey, those things that you can do from home, like tutoring. There's so many things that you can do to help people just over Zoom, or an hour here and there, maybe making social media posts for a cause you care about. All sorts of different creative things. Maybe there's a particular skill you have that you can lend an organization. Always recommend starting wherever you're comfortable.
I
Don't push
agree.
too hard. Do whatever you're comfortable with. But not to discount the in-person opportunities. Organizations have really put in robust safety protocols to make sure that anyone who is giving back is doing it safely, and they don't have to worry about being at risk by trying to do something for others.
I agree. I'd probably suggest that anyone who hasn't volunteered in over a year, because quite frankly, it's been a while for many people. I'd probably suggest that they kind of ease back into things. I have a feeling many, like you said, many organizations have changed their volunteer arrangements. So if you're feeling a bit anxious and need to have the support of others, I'd suggest try an activity that conforms to social distancing guidelines. that may have you in the outdoors, for example. Again, tomorrow is Earth Day, so there may be things going on locally in your community where you can be around others, still conforming to social distancing guidelines, and that kind of eases you back in. Alternatively, I think if you're not keen on groups, as I agree with you, Hallie, if try a virtual volunteering session, maybe making phone calls to seniors or reading or tutoring, something that doesn't, require too much stress. And all you need is either a working phone or reliable internet or Wi-Fi access. And I'll also say what I really think is important is to always match your volunteer activity with your personality. Would you agree?
Completely. And, on Golden, the way we format our opportunities is they have some kind of this or that questions. Is it more outdoors or indoors? Is it social or, solo? And finding things that fit your personality will definitely ease some of that anxiety. If you're not a super social person, I wouldn't push yourself into doing a group activity right away. But there's something, there really is something out there for everyone, no matter what your interests, no matter, where you're at as far as opening back up and rejoining, normal life again. There's really something for everyone out there.
And again, since this entire week is volunteer week, but we want to continue to volunteer throughout the rest of the year. And again, tomorrow's Earth Day. If you jump onto our site and you don't see anything on there, still reach out to local organizations in your local community. Again, they're probably looking for hands and volunteers. So don't feel that you can't do anything. There's something truly out there for everyone. All right, so I have a last question. If someone hasn't used Golden before, now we've given you, we've shared the URL where to go onto our site. If someone hasn't used Golden before, how can they sign up? What's the process of going on to Charity Navigator's volunteer site and getting started?
It's super, super simple. As Stacy mentioned, it's totally free to make an account. You don't even have to make an account to get involved. You're going to go to the website on a phone, tablet, computer, whatever internet connected device you have. Can be accessed from anything. You'll go in there, you'll see a whole list of opportunities. You'll be able to filter them based on, your location or what availability you have. Find something you like, read a little bit about it, put in your name, email, and sign right up. And make a real reservation for a real opportunity in just a few seconds.
It is really that simple. Hallie knows because I tried it myself. I searched. I put in, the distance I wanted from where I'm located. Some of the choices that you have is if let's say you are looking at specific days of the week or a specific time or time slots that you have from Sunday to Saturday. So you can literally, if you go on the site, they actually have what looks like choices, and you literally you're just clicking into those choices as to what day of the week you want, what time slots you want, how far you are willing to go from your current location. You can either also put in, search terms. So for example, if there's, if you want to put in food bank or children or something and press search, and then you will see what comes up. Again, you may get a lot in the search results, or you may only get a few things. If you don't get anything, again, don't feel discouraged. Keep checking back, but also reach out to your local organizations to find if they're doing anything this week for Volunteer Week, as well as tomorrow for Earth Day. All right. Well, that went really, really fast. We were having so much difficulty getting on our live stream today. It was just like, it wasn't going to happen, but it did. And I'm so glad that it did. Unfortunately, however, all good things must come to an end. So, Hallie, again, I'm really appreciative that you joined us today. Hallie Uhrig from Golden. Thank you, Hallie.
Thank you. So glad I could join.
Um, and again, a final reminder, tomorrow, April 22nd, is Earth Day. So get out there and volunteer in your local community. Thanks for joining us today. We hope to see you online again during another live stream. And as a reminder, visit volunteer.charitynavigator.org. You can also, if you are so inclined, to just search for organizations that you want to reach out to directly. You can jump on the Charity Navigator website, and that's simple. It's charitynavigator.org. Use our site to search for nonprofits you wish to support all year round. Bye, everyone. Thank you again.